Hi guys, for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Catherine and I tell true stories. Today I'm going to tell you about something very strange that happens in Africa in the rural areas. There is there are these people called night runners. You see, in Europe there are night runners, but they run as an activity, as an exercise actually for refreshing, you know. And they have like groups who are just specialized in running at night, but not for some evil reason. But in Africa, we have night runners, and their aim is to scare people, to scare people out of their skin. And when I say to scare people, they really do scare people. Why lie? This is what they do. Number one, they run very fast. When I mean running very fast, I don't know why they don't go to compete in Olympics or things like that. They run very fast, and it has to be at night. Between, they have a timing. It has to be between 10 at night and 3 a.m. Beyond that, they will penalize you because they have night running groups. So, what makes them run? What is the intention of? To scare people, as I said. This is how they do it. They go, they wait for people to sleep. Then they will go knocking on their doors, knocking on their windows, kicking their doors. They can kick your door until it opens if they're very strong. And pelting, as in throwing objects into your house if you have holes on your roof or some holes through your windows, things like that. They throw stones inside. They throw ashes and soil on your roof. They dance in your compound. They make funny noises. They they also keep animals, wildlife. They have made friends with wildlife, so the animals know them. Things like snakes, cats, hyenas, all these things that operate at night know them. They defecate at your doorstep. You wake up in the morning, you find poo at the front of your door, done by a night runner. They do acrobats in your compound. They dance, making funny, weird noises, all in the name of scaring you. They waylay latecomers who are returning home late at night to scare them. Just make noises and run into the bushes. They hang on tree branches and swing up and down like monkeys. I tell you, this is a strange lot. Why do they do this? Just to scare people. But what are they? Are they witches? They say they're not witches. But for me, I don't see the difference. You all have bad intentions. Witches have bad intentions. So what is the difference? They say because they don't harm people, so they're not witches. This is psychological harm. How would you sleep if you experience such a phenomenon at night? Will you go back to sleep? Well, that's their intention, to make you not sleep. That is evil. To instill fear into you. And the more they know that you're scared, the more exciting it becomes for them. So if you show that you're really concerned about this, like shout at them, or they hear you wake up and they can sense the fear, then they will keep coming back and doing the same thing, because your fear gives them the excitement and the pleasure that they're looking for. So how do they run? They run naked. They run naked. They paint their faces white so that they can appear in the darkness properly and scare you properly if you happen to appear. You can imagine. There are those that are men and there are those that are women, and all of them run naked at night. They even have formed communities for training newcomers who are interested. They say night running originates from, it's in the genes, but some are trained. They say they get it from the ancestors and they have to pass it down. They cannot just do without running at night. They have to. It's like, what can I say, an addiction, like you're addicted to drugs. So if they don't do it, I don't know what will happen. I wonder what will happen if they're locked in their rooms. Will they break the doors if they cannot run at night? Sometimes I think maybe they're night runners and they're locked in their rooms. Probably they will do some activities at night in the room that will disturb the neighbors because they cannot come out, but the adrenaline in them wants to do something disturbing to someone else. So I think the best is to let them run, do their shit, and go back to sleep. Who are these night runners? They're normal people. Normal people, at least the ones that have been caught. Some of them are even pastors in the churches. Some of them are teachers. I don't know whether we have members of parliament. Normally, most of them are found in the villages. In Kenya, mostly in the western part of Kenya. That's where they are most of the time. Majority will be found in the villages anyway, and a few in the cities. But in the cities, I wonder where they run. Do they run through the traffic lights naked? Maybe they will appear on the cameras at night. That would be very interesting. So they say they have to run naked because they fat, they fat fire. So if they're wearing clothes, they will burn the clothes because they fat fire. That is the reason they have to run naked. It's very, I don't know whether they are comedians or evil. But it says that an evil spirit, a demonic evil spirit enters this kind of people at night to force them to do these things. That's why it's uncontrollable. They cannot live without doing this. They cannot. Some people have been removed from this by canceling and but these are the people who joined the committee. Who just joined. They were trained to be night runners. But the ones who have the generation, I don't know whether to call it a curse or what, these ones cannot leave it. So they say they cannot come out of this. They cannot. Mostly it happens in the villages because they can shake houses, the houses are weaker, like made of mud, so they can do anything. So most people have gone to the extent of trying to catch these night runners to punish them. Most of them are even lynched by putting a sheet at their door so that when they kick, they will think that it's a door and they will fall into the trap. They have put razor blades on their doors because they like wiping their asses on the door after defecating. So the razors will cut their behinds. That's how they do to them. Some people just hide to see who they are. And when they see them, they run very fast. But it says that the best way to get rid of these night runners, I can say night demons, active demons at night, is to ignore them. Just ignore them and they will not get their adrenaline running. But if they see that you are suffering, you are complaining, then it makes them even happy. So don't you think this is a demon inside somebody? This is wickedness. What makes you happy at day? Because somebody else is suffering? What? It's and they say we are very harmless. We don't kill. We are not like witches. I don't see the difference. If you don't want people to sleep, that's evil. Very evil. Because you're depriving pleasure out of somebody's suffering. If anybody knows what happens to these people if they're locked in their room and they cannot run, please put in the comments. Put in the comments. So this is just what happens in some parts of Africa. People who just wake up. In fact, they were asking the government before to register them as an organization of night runners. It's like asking the government to register thugs as an organization. You're doing evil and you want to be registered as an organization so that you run at night and scare people, cause sleepless nights. It's bullshit. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.